and welcome to FabFitFun Live. So if you don't already know, we are going live every Tuesday and Thursday for the next 2 months. We are so excited. You guys asked for it, and we have so much cool content planned for you.
So today, we wanted to dive into skincare. We know this is a huge topic for everyone on Facebook, on the community. We see you guys in the comments always asking about different skincare types, different skincare products. There's a lot of confusion surrounding it. What should I be using? What shouldn't I be doing? So we wanted to provide some clarity for everyone. So to do that, we brought in an expert. So in-house today, we have with us Dr. Monica Kirapolsky. Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
And I have our handy dandy iPad right here, so feel free to ask any questions and we will ask them live. Get your answers in.
Yeah, please send them in. We know you guys have a lot of questions, so let's use this opportunity.
Use me.
Yes. Take advantage of her.
All right, awesome. So for starters, I think that, there's so much to talk about in terms of skincare. So maybe we just start with, the basics. What are the basic steps that everyone should be doing in their skincare routine?
Okay, great question. So everyone should be washing your face at least twice a day.
Okay.
You should be exfoliating once a day. Get rid of all the dead skin cells that are clinging on the surface and clogging your pores. You should wear your sunblock every morning, and then ideally reapplying every 2 hours while you're outside.
Wow.
Even the best sunblocks will only last about 2 hours. And at night, after you wash, you should be putting on a retinol. Retinols are great for so many reasons. They shrink pore size, they even out skin discoloration, they prevent acne, they reverse acne scarring, they prevent skin cancer, and they build collagen. So they're pretty amazing.
Awesome.
That sounds like a miracle.
Yeah.
Kind of a miracle, yeah.
So I have a question about cleansing twice a day. So I know, you wash your face at night and you put all this product on. Sometimes I feel like if I'm going to skip a step in the morning, it's cleansing. But I'm assuming there's stuff that happens overnight that I should be, because I'm like, oh, it's already clean.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No, you acquire more oils on your skin overnight, and then sometimes you sleep on your hand, and so you just want to wash it in the morning. And
Yeah, I need to be better with that.
Got it.
That's definitely my downfall.
Yeah, I feel that. Especially when you use like a really heavy cream and you wake up and you feel so
feels
hydrated.
So, yeah,
and I'm like,
it
ooh.
already feels good.
I know. So we have some hellos. Rebecca from Cleveland, Andrea from Arkansas, Nahima from Houston, Beatrice from New York, and Catherine from Alaska.
Ooh, hello.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us. We have some questions as well. So Maria is asking, how do you get your makeup off after washing your face? I wash 2 times and sometimes it's still there.
Good question. Using a cleanser with an exfoliant in it will help. Using your hands, you can use a Clairsonic brush. That should get it off.
Yeah.
Those things. I'm not sure what kind of makeup you're wearing, but
Super long lasting.
yeah.
I feel like the stuff that lingers for me is always the eye makeup is
totally.
the hardest.
Yes.
And then you go to wipe your face on your towel and you get the 2 black
The
products
black.
and I'm like, no!
Or the black
Especially on the
under your eyes after
Yeah.
you take a shower and you think you got it all off, but
Yep.
you didn't. Yeah.
Especially on that white towel. Ugh,
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's not good. Jody asks, do I need to sleep on a silk pillowcase for my skin?
Okay, that's a good question. Some people say it's very important. I think it's not. I don't know if I can say the word crap on here, but
But we're going to.
but I just did. The main thing to think about when you're sleeping that's important for your skin is to try to sleep on your back, because the side you sleep on, you cut off blood supply to that side and you start to lose collagen, elastin, all that stuff. So I can usually look at somebody and tell which side of the that they sleep on, because that side has less volume.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I just got very suddenly self-conscious about my face.
I know. I'm like, she's looking at us, she's like, you're a lefty.
You're a lefty.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay, so while we're on that topic, what are some really common skincare mistakes that you see very often?
Lots. I think something about cocoa butter. People tend to come in sometimes with really bad acne and they say, well, I'm putting cocoa butter on twice a day and it's just not getting better. And I think, but it's butter on your face. Yeah, so avoiding oils, butters, anything like that when you have
thick
acne.
or heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then picking pimples. It happens to the best of us. Everyone wants to do it. But what you're doing is you're pushing the stuff that's in the pimple down deeper. You're inducing more inflammation. So you're more likely to get scarring and discoloration when you pick them yourself. So try to resist the urge and not do it.
So question, like those tiny little whiteheads that we all get, what's the best way to treat those and not, because I just want to pop them
it's
so badly.
Yeah, so I would see an esthetician or your dermatologist and we will do it for you because we have special tools that put equal pressure around it and it comes out so that it won't cause more scarring.
Interesting.
Got it. Okay.
And so kind of on the topic of acne and breakouts, what are some things that people with acne should really be avoiding when they use their skincare routines?
I would say avoiding just oils is the main thing. So a lot of products have oils in them, you just have to look at the back. And then making sure to use active ingredients that are going to fight the acne, like glycolic acid, salicylic acid, vitamin C, some of these different things that will help prevent new acne.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. First of all, I just want to say that we are getting so many comments. People are so excited to have you.
Thank you.
This is a good one. Are saunas good for your skin?
That I get asked a lot too.
Can I just say that I think saunas are torture. Like, I can't do it.
I prefer a steam room.
Yeah, so saunas are not good for your skin, especially if you have a predilection for rosacea, which a lot of us actually do.
I know a lot of our members do.
Yeah, so they cause your blood vessels to dilate, and when the walls of the blood vessels dilate, they release chemicals into your bloodstream to recruit more blood vessels to form in those areas. So saunas feel good, but they're not good for your skin.
Really?
What about this? Is the steam room kind of the same thing?
Kind of the same thing, yeah.
All right.
All right. So on that topic, we are getting a lot of questions about tips for rosacea. So anything kind of, I know everyone's different, but any just kind of general tips maybe?
Yeah, so rosacea is interesting. I think it's something that's really underdiagnosed, and a lot of people have it and they don't even realize they have it. There are different types of rosacea. It's kind of like acne's cousin, very common. Things that you want to do that are really important are to avoid your triggers. Everyone has different triggers, but the common ones are hot temperatures, so saunas, steam rooms,
There you go.
hot beverages, sun makes everything worse, and spicy foods, alcohol. I mean, some people it's only red wine, only white wine, only tequila, so you basically want
all the good stuff, basically.
I know, pretty much like all the good stuff in life, but
Yeah.
you just kind of keep a little log, and when you feel your face flushing, think, okay, what did I just eat or drink? And just
note of it.
avoid that.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say the undiagnosed thing because my really good friend actually, she's in her mid-20s, she never had skin problems, and all of a sudden she started getting acne, and she's been trying for months to like try different things, and she finally went to a dermatologist, and it was in little like clumps, and they were like, it's not acne, it's rosacea.
Interesting.
Yeah, and she found out it was something she was eating that was triggering it. It was like dairy, I think, for her.
Yeah,
that was
dairy.
causing it.
Some people, dairy triggers it. Some people don't. We think there may be some sort of hereditary link that we haven't figured out yet, why some people can eat a ton of dairy and not get acne, and some people can't. But one thing people think is that maybe it's the hormones that they're feeding the cows. So if you have acne, you think it might be related to dairy, you can try to get the organic and see if that helps, and then if not, just cut out dairy completely.
Interesting.
So for other sensitive skin types, I know we have a lot of eczema and psoriasis. Are there steps in your routine that you should be switching out? So is exfoliating okay if you have eczema or psoriasis, or is that something you should?
It is okay. Rarely does psoriasis go on the face. Eczema, yes, but usually we just treat the eczema and still recommend people exfoliate.
Okay. Because I know sometimes people get scared of the scrubbing and making it worse.
Yeah, Rebecca actually asks, if you have really sensitive skin, should you be exfoliating every day?
You know, I'd have to kind of see how sensitive their skin is, but you can decrease it to 3 times a week if your skin is really sensitive, but I would still definitely do it.
And what about, we get a lot of questions about more mature skin. I know, because everyone's skincare routine should be different. Kind of general tips for more mature skin.
I love that term, mature skin. Yes, that's the best.
It's very PC.
Yeah, it's very PC. It's very nice. So yeah, more mature skin is drier usually. Things you want to do is make sure you have an antioxidant, at least one of them, in your products because you want to be reversing damage from sun, from smog. We have a lot of smog and environmental triggers here.
Yes, we do.
And then the retinol is super important. I mean, I think it's important in anyone over 20 who's not pregnant because it's preventative too. But more mature skin may need a little bit more moisturizer than a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
But otherwise, antioxidants, sunblock, retinol.
Love that.
All right. Cassia wants to know what is a good cream, and then I know maybe just like ingredient for psoriasis.
A good cream for psoriasis. A lot of them would be prescription strength.
Okay.
Because psoriasis, we can really nip it in the bud with a topical steroid or another type of medicine I won't go into. But in the meantime, you could put a little Aquaphor on it. Aquaphor never hurts anything, and it gives a little moisture barrier.
I love my Aquaphor. I use it for so many different things.
Yeah, but there's really nothing great over the counter for psoriasis, so I would see a dermatologist for that.
Got it. Cool. Lane is asking, what can I do for skin discoloration?
Ooh, that's a common thing I get too.
Really?
Yes. It's interesting. They've studied different cultures all around the world and what people define beauty as. And the number one thing across every culture and every country is uniformity of skin color. Mm-hmm. Whatever color your skin is, people see that as attractive. So having your skin a uniform color makes sense. So things you can do hydroquinone, which is prescription strength. It lightens the skin. Again, retinols help even out discoloration. Arbutin. We've got all kinds of things that over-the-counter and prescription strength that can do it. But the key is none of them work overnight. So you have to be patient with them.
Yeah.
And it takes a good 6 weeks from the cells getting from the base of the skin to the top. So you're not going to have an improvement usually until you go through one skin cycle, which is 6 weeks, and you just have to be patient and keep going, and then you'll see a difference.
I feel like that's gotten harder for us over time.
Yeah.
We expect results so quickly that actually having to wait it out.
Yeah.
But it's worth the wait.
Totally.
Yeah, you're like, it's not working, but you've
Right.
only been doing it for 2 days.
Sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard that 6 weeks, so that's probably true of basically any new skincare step that you implement into your regimen. It's
You have to give it time
give it
to
the
work.
6 weeks to really see if it's effective or not.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
Fun
Okay,
facts.
let's pop on to, I mean, we knew this was going to happen. We were like, the community's going to flare up because there's so many questions going on. So
Yay.
the next big one, acne. So acne flare-ups, nobody wants them, everybody gets them. What do you recommend when you have just a horrible breakout?
Good cleansers, not picking. If you are not in an area where you can see an esthetician or a dermatologist, a good thing would be rubbing alcohol to use that on your face, and just try not to touch it, but keep putting that benzoyl peroxide. Usually you can get over the counter, put that over your pimples, and it'll clear it up. I also like masks a lot that have
So
sulfur.
do our members. Our
Yeah.
members love any kind of mask. So
Yeah, so masks that have sulfur in them, that have coal in them, different things that will help dry up the oil glands are good to do, and you can do those a few times a week just when you get home from school or work. Wash your face first, then put the mask on, leave it on for at least 10 minutes, and then wash it off, and it's great.
How often should you be masking?
That's a good question. I think it depends on your skin type and what the mask is doing, but ideally like 3 times a week.
Okay, cool. I was like, I definitely take it a little too far with the masking, I think, but I might about 3 times, so I feel good now.
Well, but I feel like it also, like you said,
you
it depends
over-masking?
on what you're doing. If it's for hydration or if it's for
Exactly.
exfoliation. So I feel like we definitely have members that are masking
Like daily.
probably daily.
Well, some of them too have glycolic acid in them or salicylic acid, and that might be a little aggressive to be doing every day. In dermatology, we always say peeling is healing. So it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just you're increasing cell turnover so fast, you might get a little rash from it at the beginning, but in the long run, it's not bad for you.
That's also a great question. A lot of people I know will try something and they say it may be really red. So is that necessarily a bad thing, or could it just be kind of a step of exfoliation?
Yeah, great question. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Things like retinols, vitamin C, they do cause you to be red, dry, and peely, and it can last 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And so it's an anticipated reaction. It's expected. It doesn't mean you're allergic to it. Doesn't mean you should stop it. You should just tone it back a little bit. Maybe do it 3 times a week. Do a pea-size amount instead. But the goal is to get your skin so that it's used to using it and you don't get that reaction anymore. My skin, I I'm used to it by now, so I use a really heavy-duty one at night, every night, and I don't peel at all anymore.
Yeah, because I think that's a big thing we see. It's like I tried this product and it made me really red, but knowing whether or not that's kind of normal is really helpful.
You just have to kind of suck it up, and in that time frame, just push through, and you will be happy later. But you can use moisturizer in the meantime. I think moisturizer is kind of like a fire hydrant, where if your skin is on fire from using some of these retinols and things like that, put moisturizer on it to get yourself through it, and then eventually you'll get to that point. But if you have a job where you're on TV every day, things like that, you can just modify it, use it a few times a week, just use a little. It'll take you longer to get to that tolerance phase. You might stretch it out to 8 months instead of 6 weeks, but you will eventually get there.
Got it. Cool. Okay, so we have some more questions coming in. Maria is asking what the best way to keep your hands looking young is.
I love this. So we used to say that, the eyes are the window to the soul, and now the hands are the window to someone's true age.
Yeah.
Because somebody will fix everything about their face and their neck, but they do nothing to their hands and they look like 90. So sunblock throughout the day on your hands, gloves while you're driving, or get your windows tinted on your car. I had mine heavily tinted and then got a ticket for it, had to take them off, and it was a huge difference. I started getting sunspots on my hands, so I had to get it tinted again. But that is a big thing. And then
I saw a photo once of someone's arms side by side, and the driving, I think it was a female truck driver had shown a photo of her arm that was in the sun constantly, and the difference between the two was staggering.
Yeah, and we get more skin cancers in the U.S. on the left side of our body and the left side of our face.
Because
and in Europe, they get more on the right side, because that's the side that the sun's coming in from.
I believe it.
Wow. I know I usually try to remember when I'm doing my routines, as when I finish whatever's excess, I do a little.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good, do everything too. And then I've also heard that the facial skin extends all the way down to the nipples. So neck, décolletage, to kind of treat all of this, because you don't want to just have a flawless face and look old here eventually. So.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, Maggie asks, would you recommend products with sunscreen built in or a separate face sunscreen?
Great question. It depends on what the SPF is. So you want to do an SPF 30 or higher. Okay. If your makeup has that in it, great. You can put sunblock on first and then a makeup with SPF. They're not additive, so if you're putting on a sunblock with an SPF 30 and your powder has SPF 15, it's not 45. Yeah. but it's, you're doing it and it's good. I wouldn't do anything less than a 30. The other stuff, it's just not covering you enough.
What is the highest that actually does anything?
That's a great question, and that's always under debate. I like to use the 100 plus when I'm going in the sun with my hat on and everything, because nobody puts on sunblock like they do when they're testing it. When they're testing it, they put it on so thick that it's white, and none of us put it on that thick. Right. So a good rule of thumb is to divide the SPF number by 2, and that's really the SPF that you're getting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm very fair, and so the sun and I are not friends, so I have a tendency to go really, really high, but I didn't know if it was actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Good.
Very cool. Okay, well, that's all we've got for now, but thank you so much for joining us. This was incredible.
Yes.
We learned so much. And thank you all for watching along with us. We had such a great time, and we will absolutely be reigniting the skincare conversations as always.
Absolutely. And please let us know what it is that you want to see in these shows. We are doing them, like Gina said at the beginning, for you. So we want to know what it is that you want to see. So make sure you're leaving all of your suggestions in the comments section. Let us know in the community forum. We are watching, I promise. And we'll see everyone next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.